Hello, the doc is in, and welcome back to another chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 214, Curse Wound Under Heaven, part 6. Last chapter, nasty work. I mean, if it's Sukuna, who, he's got to be expected, but damn, some disgusting activity was had. Itadori, back blown out. Pause. But my man is not looking good. Hana came in like a angel, bringing out that divine light. Could have killed Sukuna. Fumbled the bag by being a simp. Is going to die now. Maki and Takaba up in the air. We don't know what happened to them, but we do know Sukuna's going crazy with Megumi's technique right now, and shit is not looking. Could not be looking any worse. And this chapter continues the nonsense, the disrespect, but in a way you may not expect. And let's get into the chapter. So chapter starts off, a lot of people theorize like, oh, Hana's gonna get saved, like Yuta's gonna pull up, or Kachima's gonna run over to this place and be like, where's Sukuna at? Nah, Hana's just dead, loses her arm, bites out her whole back, throws her, but no, he bites out her back, grabs her, like, right, you get a picture of her face, literally looks dead. Like, that is shock if I've ever seen any. Then the disrespect continues. He tosses her body into the garden. Mind you, they're on top of a building, so he tosses her into a guarding rail, right? She lost one of her wings, so she can't even fly now, and she just got most of her body just bitten off. So, you know, insanity. Throws her, she crashes into the thing, she falls. We get Itadori, right? But hold on, all right, this part. But yeah, Itadori, he's not dead. He's gotten back up. He has like dried blood on his mouth, but he's just staring up at, like, this is the shock face Itadori made when Sukuna literally murdered like hundreds of thousands of people in Shibuya. This is the same face, like just pure shock. And also, what happened to Hana? She got thrown off a building. Well, all I hear is a set off at Splat. People were talking about, maybe someone else. Like, people were talking about, like, oh, maybe when people reading spoilers, they're like, oh, well, you know, Hana, yada yada yada. No, Splat means dead. She's just dead. She's dead. That's it. That's the end of her character. Continuing on, the Sukuna disrespect will continue now. Itadori stares up at Sukuna. Sukuna stares back at Itadori. They make eye contact. Sukuna's like, oh, you're still here, huh? And this means that everybody was theorizing like, oh, Sukuna didn't really kill Itadori. He just wanted to get that personal gut punch in, and he's gonna fuck around and just do a whole bunch of crazy stuff. No. He just intended to kill Itadori, and Itadori just happened to not die. So feat for Itadori, but also, damn, that's actually crazy. But here's where things get a little interesting, spicy even. Itadori, he resolves himself, and he jumps off his building, destroys the corner of the building he jumps off of to make impact with Sukuna, right? Sukuna's like, oh shit. And he makes, you get this beautiful double page, just Itadori going crazy, grabs Sukuna by the throat, and Sukuna grabs him back, and it's just like, oh, they crash through the building. It seems like from top to bottom, it just goes straight down. And Sukuna's like, hold on just a moment. I was in this body like not even 10 minutes ago. He was not this strong last time. I doesn't even get to finish the mental thought. Part of a building kicked at him, Sukuna catches it, gets pushed back with it. Itadori, follow up, grabs a pole, rips the whole thing out of the ground. Mind you, we're in the middle of a city, so this isn't like grass. He just pulled up something out of concrete mid-run, and gets behind Sukuna and tries to get in for a swing, but Sukuna gets out of the way, dodges out, right? Destroys the concrete. Sukuna's in his head. He's like, oh yeah, this bride's from back then. We're gonna touch on that in a little bit, all right? There's a lot of things that are gonna happen right now, so we're gonna have to wait a second, all right? Destroys the rock, right? But Sukuna's not in it anymore. He moves out the way, hits Itadori with a I don't know the different moves in martial arts, but basically he does like a kind of, I wouldn't say handstand, but he kind of does like a cartwheel thing, and in the cartwheel he kicks Yuji right in the mouth, right? And Sukuna's like, oh, Kenjaku is such a twisted guy, and I assume this is in reference to the fact that Itadori is Kenjaku's technical kid in a creation of Kenjaku, and so Sukuna's aware of this, and so therefore is like, oh, like certain properties of Yuji, especially in this moment, are making him be like, oh shit, like Kenjaku really be out here experimenting, huh? Right, but Yuji's like, after getting kicked in the mouth, basically unfazed. He's like, all of you, why can't you guys just live normally? Why do you guys always gotta cause suffering? Sukuna, cleave, slice. But Yuji tanks it. Well, not tanks, he goes down to the ground. But he's not dead. He's still moving. Most people get hit by that and just die. So the fact that Itadori even could stand up, well, even consider getting up after this is a feat. Anyway, Sukuna replies to Itadori's question. He's basically like, why do you weaklings want so bad to be happy? You guys are weak. Trash. You guys don't deserve to be happy. All right? This is your life. Suffering. Accept it and go on. And so he's basically like, oh, you people are meant to be chewed up. And Itadori is in his head. He's like, oh, wait, no. I remember now. All of you. Curses. Well, in response to Sukuna, Itadori's like, why don't you try chewing me up in my suffering? And Sukuna's like, sure. And so Itadori goes in with a manly walk. He said, One Piece, hold my beer. You guys had your walk. Let me show you mine. He starts walking into the cleave and dismantle, and he's getting blasted. And Sukuna's like, whoa. Why are you face tanking my cleave and dismantle barrage? That is not normal. But then he makes an observation. He's like, no, that's not quite it. My curse energy output's being limited by a filthy heathen Fushiguro Megami, because obviously he's in his body, and so the whole point of like taking the body when Megami had his soul crushed was so that then he wouldn't be able to resist. But it seems like he built his resolve back up pretty fast, which honestly, if he's watching this from the inside of the body, it's kind of like yeah, sure, my sister turned to the evil person, but like, you just try to kill like 4 of my friends. You literally killed one of my friends. You're trying to kill my debatably best friend. You try to blast 2 of my allies. Like, you're literally actively about to cause the apocalypse. Like, I have to get my shit together now. But anyway, that's Megami's thought process. Itadori, in real time, just swings on Sukuna. After all this time, remember back when one of the last times Itadori, also it's the end of the chapter, right? Yuji decks Sukuna in the mouth. Sukuna's like, shit, Megami's actually back up and running that fast, huh? End of chapter. But we go back, season 1 of the anime, even you got Itadori being like, all right, let's make this deal. Well, Sukuna's like, let's make this deal, and then there's like Itadori's like, oh, I'll just throw hands with you, I'll beat your ass. And then like he got that first punch in when they're in the realm, right? Sukuna lets him get that off and then cuts his head off, right? This is the second time Itadori has gotten the opportunity to deck Sukuna in the face, and this time way more personal. I hope it doesn't look like it did a lot of damage, but honestly, it was needed, because after what Itadori has been through in the last 3 chapters, even, Jesus Christ, my man has been suffering. But let's go through the discussion. So Hana's just dead. Like I said, Hana's dead. We don't know if Sukuna stole her technique, but for a fact, Hana is fucking dead. Because unless Angel has crazy curse technique and just like she didn't immediately die on impact, and Angel's has enough curse energy or slash strength to just heal her, she's dead. I wouldn't be surprised if she's just dead. If it feels like that splat noise was purposeful, that if you didn't want us to assume she was dead, you wouldn't have put that there. And that's one. As for Itadori being strong enough to keep up with Megumi, now the end of the chapter with the idea that Megumi's already resisting Sukuna's control and possibly at least holding him back, if not has a good chance of even coming back even. To be seen, but definitely this probably played a role and part of like Itadori just being able to put up his own fight. But for a fact, this definitely is also being attributed to him, where it's like, you know, when Sukuna comments on like the fact that he has way more strength than it seems than before. Hey, power. People were talking about he needs to power up. I guess the buff was just a strength buff, because Jesus Christ, my man's actually somewhat keeping up with Sukuna. I mean, given Sukuna's kind of playing around, but he is keeping up with Sukuna, period. He's keeping up with him at all. That is a feat. All right, the buffs are real, but this may not be a buff. The suggestion about Kenjaku and the mention that he's from back then could suggest that maybe Itadori is older, quote unquote, or like his origins are older than we initially presumed, where like maybe his biology is like from like an older age, like maybe he is maybe this container is from a, or like the concept for this container, let's say like the blueprint is from back when, right, with the old sorcerers, and he was recreated recently or something along those lines. Or maybe it was kind of like we have this seed for this special power boy, and so I gotta just, you know, get the natural fluids, no pause, to get this thing, to get this little creature up and running, and we're gonna have it do some things. Maybe that's the case. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of different ways you can definitely go with that section, but for a fact, somehow Itadori is keeping up. People are saying maybe he has reverse curse technique, maybe he got blasted, died, had that like awakening moment, and now he's like, oh shit, reverse curse technique. But he doesn't know he has reverse curse technique. He's just kind of automatically using it right now. But other than that, next chapter we're definitely gonna, well, first off, we're gonna see Itadori go fucking ham, continue to go ham on Sukuna. On the other hand, we're gonna see Sukuna basically wrestling with Megumi, which is gonna be interesting. Whether we'll get like a Megumi returns thing, maybe we'll get a reverse of like the first proper mention between Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji, where Megumi, now with Sukuna in his body, he takes out his own heart or kills himself, and basically they have like that one moment of talk where, you know, they're back both to normal and Megumi's dead and now Itadori's left on his own. But for real though, he's not coming back. I'd be like, damn, that'd be crazy. But I mean, it'd be fucking cool as hell, but it would be crazy. And once again, we don't know what's going on with Takaba or Maki. We hope for Maki's supremacy and Takaba's supremacy that they're not dead, and so there's a chance that they could show up next chapter where they'll interfere with the fights or help Itadori, is to be seen. But there's definitely, like I said, there's a lot of options to be here. And as I said before, Yuta, Kashimo, Hakari, literally everybody else, Panda, everybody's now can travel between colonies. So there is still a good, even though they didn't show up this chapter, there's still a good chance that they're already on their way. And so therefore we're gonna get like a lot more havoc coming up soon. But I think that's about it for this chapter. Thanks for watching. The doc is out. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe and watch the videos on the right. Other than that, the doc is out. Bye.